Chapter 1 Team Prime. A massive Energon transport train thunders across the Cybertronian Undercity at night on a suspension railway, lights flickering against the smoky skies heading toward a Decepticon-controlled Energon refinery. Inside, several Autobots crowd the troop carriage. A faint hum of Energon fills the tense silence. Their leader, Optimus Prime, stands silent at the front. Elita 1 activates a holomap showing their target, a sprawling Energon refinery. Heavily fortified, Elita 1 points at the hologram, explaining the plan to the rest of the team, which includes B-127, Jazz, Ironhide, Prowl, Wheeljack, Hound, Mirage, Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Bluestreak, Cliffjumper, Trailbreaker, Brawn, Gears, and Bluestreak. Shockwave controls the refinery. Soundwave and Starscream are with him, along with an army of Viacon drones. We infiltrate, breach the command spire, and reclaim the Energon. Quick and clean, the squad nods. Some eager, others anxious. The team then starts bantering with each other. Sideswipe grins and elbows his twin brother Sunstreaker, telling him, "Sounds easy enough. I'll handle the flashy moves. Sonny can keep up." Sunstreaker smirks and tells his brother, "Keep up? Please. I'm the reason people notice us in the first place. Without me, you're just scrap with wheels." The brothers share a laugh. Cliffjumper, who's extremely pumped, leans forward and exclaims, "Point at me. The biggest con in that place, and he's mine." Trailbreaker crosses his arms and says in a dry manner, "Yeah, and I'll be patching you up when you bite off more than you can chew." Brawn slams his fists together, shouts, "Let's start yapping and start cracking heads," while Gears grumbles to himself, "Some of us prefer making it back in one piece, not that you'd understand." Bluestreak nervously starts talking fast. "I'll cover our flank, don't worry. Talking helps me focus, you know." Once I start, I can't stop. So don't tell me to shut up because... Jazz assumed, amused, cuts him off and says, "Relax. Bluestreak just saved some chatter for after we win." Ironhide loads his cannons and says in an extremely gruff manner, "Targets or not, don't waste shots. Every round counts." Wheeljack then gets out his hands out gadgets to the team, telling them, "Which is why I made some toys. Mirage gets a cloaker. Hound gets a holo project. Hector. RC gets my new blades. Jazz sonic disruptors. Don't break them too fast, okay?" Hound tests out the projector, saying, "Give me this Boxo tricks and a good ridge to behind. Decepticons be chasing ghosts all night." RC, snapping her blades out, makes a protective glance at B-127, says, "Point me where it hurts most and be on my wing. No hero stunts. We move together." Mirage admires the cloaker and smugly says, "Stealth isn't hiding. It's choosing when to be seen. I'll show these Decepticons doors they didn't know existed." Prowl folds his arms, eyes locked on the map while he says in a stern demeanor, "Formation Delta, 2x2. Breach on my mark. 90 seconds to the spire. Stick to the plan. No deviations." Ratchet snaps at Wheeljack, telling him, "And no unstable contraptions, Wheeljack. I'm not in the mood for extra corpses." Wheeljack raises his hand up in the air and says, "Relax, Doc. These ones won't explode. Probably." This is where we get B's moment, where B-127, trying to sound confident, blurts out, "And, when all else fails, you've got me. We're Team Prime." The squad groans. A few chuckle, bon, Jazz teasingly tells B. Cute! You'll have to survive the mission first. The lead one smirking at Optimus tells him careful Ryan. Looks like you've already got a fan club. Optimus steps forward, optics heavy, but voice steady as he delivers a motivational speech. We do not fight for conquest. We fight for freedom. For every spark yearning to live free of tyranny. Each of you is more than a soldier. You are the light Cybertron needs. Together we will not falter, before raising a clenched fist and shouting, Autobots, transform and roll out! Hatches below open. One by one, Autobots leap from the speeding train. Transformation midair into vehicles. Ironhide slams down in truck mode. RC streaks forward as a cycle. Jazz spins stylishly into a cube. Wheeljack rockets out as a racer. B tumbles last, nearly missing the jump. The convoy smashes through the Decepticon barricades in a hail of fire and steel into the jaws of war. We then cut to the Energon refinery control platform where we see rows of Viacon drones work tirelessly, hauling Energon crates, maintaining turbines and feeding power lines. The hum of machinery fills the cavernous structure. Overlooking it all, Shockwave and Soundwave stand on the command balcony. Shockwave monitors data streams with cold precision. Soundwave is silent, arms folded, visor glowing. Suddenly a rumble of engines overheard. The sky flashes with the core trails of incoming Seekers. Starscream leads a squad of Seekers. Skywarp, Thundercracker, Dirge, Ramjet, Thrust, Redwing, and Slipstream. They sweep down in tight formation, transforming in midair into robot mode. The Seekers land with thunderous impact. Starscream strides forward, wings flaring dramatically. Starscream decisive says,
Megatron sends us to inspect the refinery? Too cowardly to see the fruits of our labor himself. No doubt he's too busy pinning over Optimus Prime to care about his army's work.
Soundwave in a flat, booming tone cuts him off, saying, Megatron has his reasons. Starscream recoils, glaring, but doesn't push further. Skywarp smugly tells Starscream, Careful, your envy's showing. Starscream snarls, but stays quiet. Fuming, Shockwave turns unbothered by the bickering. Shockwave in a calculating tone tells Starscream, Inspection is irrelevant. Efficiency is all that matters. Output is at 97% capacity. Before more can be said, a Viacon trooper scrambles up the platform, panic as he exclaims, Lord Shockwave, the Autobots have breached the barricades. Shockwave processes this without emotion. Shockwave turns to Starscream and the Seekers to order them. Engage the enemy! Contain them! Soundwave nods calmly and exclaims, Operation Defense. Starscream grins wickedly, clenching his fist as he says,
Finally! Time to show Megatron who the real warrior is!
The Seekers spread their wings and march toward the exit as alarms blare across the refinery. The heavy blast doors slide open. The night sky glows with fire from distant turrets. One by one, the Seekers transform into jet mode. Thrusters igniting with a deafening roar. Starscream takes the lead. Thundercracker and Skywarp fall in tight formation. Slipstream banks wide, calculating angles of attack. Dirge, Thrust, Ramjet, and Redwing roar out in V formation. They blast into the sky, wings glistening in the glow of the refinery. Starscream overcomes tells his fellow Seekers.
Autobots won't know what hit them. Die formation! Down below the Autobots!
Haste forward in vehicle mode. Dodging turret fire as they barrel toward the refinery gates. Suddenly shadows streak overhead. Optimus looks up. Jets scream down from the clouds. Optimus through comms, calm but urgent, informs the Autobots. Seekers incoming! Brace for aerial assault! The Autobots swerve as the sky erupts with missile fire and strafing runs. Explosions throw up plumes of metal and flame. RC zips left, narrowly avoiding a missile impact. Mirage cloaks reappearing just in time to dodge a strafing run. Hound's holograms scatter, confusing Thundercracker's targeting. Sideswipe spins out in vehicle mode, howling back on track. Starscream gloats to himself.
Megatron may wallow in chaos, but will end this war right here.
He unleashes a barrage, detonating dangerously close to Cliffjumper and Brawn. The battle on the ground intensifies as the Seekers' aerial assault collides with the Autobots' charge, setting the stage for their desperate fight through the refinery. The Autobots roar across the battlefield in vehicle mode, dodging turret fire and aerial strafes. Missiles explode around them, throwing up plumes of flame and smoke. Optimus overcomes orders Team Prime. Now, transform and attack! One by one, the Autobots skid, leap and transform into robot mode mid-charge. Weapons blazing, Ironhide transforms in a skid, planting himself with cannons, blasting, mowing down Viacon squads. RC flips into robot mode, blade snapping out as she slices through drones. Mirage cloaks and reappears in bot mode, skewering a Decepticon drone with precision. Wheeljack lands in robot mode, tossing one of his gadgets, a glowing EMP mine that fires a cluster of turrets. Jazz transforms in a spin, firing his sonic disruptors to overload an aerial cannon. Ratchet transforms, yanking a wounded Autobot behind cover while firing back. Elita 1 is at the forefront, leading the charge. Rifle bursts, tearing into enemy lines. B-127 dives into robot mode, rolling up with his blaster sparking nervously. Starscream swoops low, strafing him. Starscream mocks B-127, telling him,
You're hardly worth the energy it'll take to scrap you.
B fires back wildly, missing every shot. A missile streaks in. Cliffjumper transforms mid-sprint, shoving B aside, only to be annihilated by that blast. B screams, horrified. Thundercracker circles above. Ironhide braces in robot mode, planting his cannons into the dirt and firing skyward. Explosions light up the sky as Ironhide blasts one of Thundercracker's missiles out of the air, but the next hit knocks him back. Armor cracked. Snarling, Ironhide launches one last volley, crippling Thundercracker's wing, forcing him to peel off smoking. Skywarp teleports mid-dive, reappearing behind Mirage. Mirage cloaks, forcing a game of cat and mouse. Skywarp fires only to hit one of Mirage's Hound's holograms. Mirage uncloaks behind him in bot mode, slashing his fuselage, forcing Skywarp to warp away screeching. Slipstream strafes the ground. RC leaps into robot mode, blades gleaming, dodging, strafing fire and acrobatic flips. Slipstream taunts RC with, fast but not enough. RC hurls one blade, grazing Slipstream's wing as she banks off, furious amidst the chaos. Sideswipe and Sunstreaker fight back-to-back blades, flash as they cut through Viacons. Sideswipe, grinning, tells his brother, See? Told you I'd handle the flashy moves. Sunstreaker smirks back and tells his brother, And I told you without me, you'd just look sloppy. The brothers laugh, moving in perfect sync. Suddenly a chilling electronic tone. Soundwave strides forward, visor glowing. Soundwave in a flat, monotone voice says, "Engaging." His chest compartment opens with a hiss. Ravage leaps out, claws slashing, while Laserbeak swoops overhead with piercing shrieks. Sideswipe duels Soundwave directly. His twin Energon blades clashing against Soundwave's cold precision strikes. Sunstreaker spins, shooting at Laserbeak while fending off Ravage with kicks and elbow strikes. The twins fight in perfect tandem, finishing each other's moves, but Soundwave never falters, always a step ahead. Sunstreaker grunts and says to himself, he's like fighting a wall before Sideswipe tells his brother, then let's not get down together. Across the courtyard, B-127 sees his comrades locked in the duel. Determined to prove himself, he breaks formation and charges in. Optimus overcomes tells him, B-127, wait! B fires wildly, but his shots go wide. One strikes the refinery wall, causing an explosive chain reaction that showers the courtyard with debris. A shard of metal impales Sunstreaker's side, staggering him. Soundwave seizes the moment, slamming Sideswipe down and ordering, "Ravage, terminate." Ravage pounces, tearing his Sunstreaker's weakened frame. Sideswipe screaming, "No!" He kicks Ravage away and rushes to his twin's side, blasting Soundwave back just enough to drag. Sunstreaker's clear. Sunstreaker collapses in Sideswipe's arms, Energon leaking. Sunstreaker weakly, trying to smile, says, "I guess you'll have to shine for both of us now." Sideswipe's optics widen in horror. Sideswipe pleading to his brother, "No! No! Stay with me, Sonny!" Laserbeak swoops again, but Alita snipes it out of the sky before it can finish them. Soundwave, calculating the odds, withdraws with Ravage, leaving the twins broken in the courtyard littered with bodies. Dirge dive bombs Ratchet's medic post. Wheeljack transforms, lobbying an EMP mine that bursts under Dirge's wing. Wheeljack shouts, "Ha! Knew it'd work, mostly." Ratchet fires one precise shot as Dirge spirals, forcing him to crash land beyond the battlefield. Trailbreaker transforms, shield emitter blazing as thrust rains fire. Trailbreaker staggers but keeps the barrier up, shielding others. The shield collapses under concentrated fire. Thrusts his missiles pierce through, mortally wounding Trailbreaker as he collapses as the others retreat past his fallen frame. Ramjet rams Brawn head on, sending him tumbling. Brawn snarls, transforming into bot mode and grappling, smashing at his fuselage with raw strength. Ramjet pulls up and rams again, impaling Brawn fatally before peeling away. Blue Streak fires nonstop in bot mode, chattering nervously even as he fights, blurting, "Don't worry, I've got this! Just keep moving! Keep firing! Keep!" A missile slams into him midair, silencing him forever. Gears roars, unloading fire at Red Wing before being strafed apart by another pass. Viacon drones swore endlessly across the refinery floor. The Autobots are scattered and reeling after the first losses. Alita 1 fires from cover, but the sheer numbers start to overwhelm her position. Alita grimly says, "We can't hold them much longer." Suddenly, Prowl emerges from the smoke, Energon scoring across his armor, but still standing tall. He fires off a precise volley, dropping 3 Viacons in a row. Prowl rallies the troops, shouting, "Autobots, on me! Regroup! Now!" The survivors, Jazz, Mirage, RC, Wheeljack, Hound, Ratchet, and even a shaken B-127 converge on his position. Prowl quickly reestablishes formation, his voice cutting through the chaos like steel. He barks the orders. Left flank! Surpassive fire! Right flank! Cut off the reinforcements! Stay tight! Stay disciplined! Ironhide stomps into the center, cannon thundering, ripping apart the drones bearing down on Prowl, growling, "Try and break this line, I dare ya!" RC darts out, slicing through drones that try to flank. Mirage cloaks reappear to gut two Viacons sneaking up from the rear. Jazz unleashes a sonic blast that sends drones scattering. Hound deploys holograms, confusing enemy target system. Wheeljack curls another gadget that fires a cluster of drones in a crackling burst. Ratchet hauls a wounded Autobot clear while laying down fire. B-127 scrambles to add fire. Desperate to contribute, Alita steps up beside Prowl, blasting through another squad. Alita smirks and winningly tells Prowl, "Not bad for a stickler." Prowl tells her, "Sticklers win wars." From the shadows of the command spire, Shockwave strides forward, calling deliberate. His glowing mono optics scan the battlefield. Shockwave in a flat, calculating tone delivers the line, "Resistance illogical, termination inevitable." He raises his cannon arm, firing a devastating blast that sends Prowl sprawling back in a shower of sparks. Alita grits her teeth. Rushing forward, she ducks another blast, leaps onto a catwalk, and closes the distance. Alita one shouts, "Not this time!" She leaps and slams her fist square to Shockwave's optic with a loud crack. Shockwave then comedically shouts, "Not again!" Alita smirks, rifle ready. She says, "Guess you don't calculate for that." Even some Viacons hesitate at their commander's outburst. The Autobot seize the moment, surging forward to cut down the remaining drones. The battlefield quiets for a moment, only for Starscream Seekers to scream overheard in another strafing run. The fight isn't over yet. The line almost collapses under the weight of enemy fire. Viacons push closer, energon blasts ricocheting everywhere. Alita ducks behind cover, reloading, optics narrowing. Alita 1 asks herself in a grim tone, "Where are you, Optimus? The Autobots are defeated. 6 of their comrades lie dead." B looks around, guilt crushing him. The Decepticons advance, victory in sight. Suddenly, the refinery gates explode inward. Optimus Prime truck mode storms in, transforming into his robot mode. Mid-leap, axe blazing and ion blaster booming. He cuts down drones, blasts turrets apart, and charges headlong into the fight. Optimus delivers a rallying cry, shouting, "Autobots, dive them out!" The surviving Autobots rally. Ironhide and Jazz cover him. Alita fights at his side. Beast stumbles after determined not to fail again. The Decepticons retreat under Shockwave's cold orders. Starscream curses as he pulls back with the Seekers. Shockwave calmly says, "Loss of one resources is acceptable. Withdraw." In the aftermath, the refinery burns, reclaimed but stained with Autobot sparks. Sideswipe carries Sunstreaker back after the battle, refusing to leave him. Ratchet tries desperately to save him but fails. Sideswipe kneels by Sunstreaker's body. Grief turning to fury, he glares at B, telling him, "This is your fault! You always bumble, B!" B-127 says nothing. The weight of silence from the others says it all. Alita 1 in a firm tone says, "Enough! We've lost family today. Don't lose yourselves." Optimus looks at the burning refinery, fist clenched, face heavy with sorrow as he asks himself, "At what cost?" We then cut to the Autobot base courtyard where the Autobots gather sullenly around a row of glowing funeral pyres, each holding the remains of their fallen comrades. Cliffjumper, Trailbreaker, Brawn, Blue Streak, Gears, and Sunstreaker. The fires flicker, illuminating grief-stricken faces. Sideswipe kneels beside Suntrigger's bier. Silent but trembling, Jas rests a hand on his shoulder in quiet, solitary. B-127 hangs back at the edge of the crowd, optics downcast, the weight of guilt crushing him. Optimus Prime steps forward with the Matrix glowing faintly in his chest. He surveys his soldiers, his family before addressing them. Optimus begins his funeral speech with, "We fought today for freedom and for Cybertron's future. And though we reclaimed the refinery, it was not without cost." He looks at the priors, optics heavy with grief. Prime continues. Cliffjumper, Trailbreaker, Brawn, Blue Streak, Gears, Sunstreaker. Each of them stood their ground when hope faltered. Each gave their spark so that we might see another day. The camera hands across the surviving Autobots. Ratchet grim, Alita silent but steady, Prowl standing at attention, Ironhide clenching his fist, Sideswipe silently grieving, B shrieking back in shame. Prime continues, "Let it never be said that their sacrifice was in vain. Without them there would be no victory. Without them there would be no tomorrow." Optimus lowers his head, the firelight reflecting in his optics. Optimus solemnly ends his speech with, "Till all are one." The Autobots bow their heads in unison. The camera lingers on the priors as the flames flare higher, then fade into the night sky. B watches with a sorrow look in his optics, knowing the others blame him. Sideswipe stares at Sunstreaker's prior, his grief beginning to twist to anger. Alita One quietly steps Optimus aside, a steady presence. The weight of leadership presses harder onto Optimus's shoulders.